Poljum and Bishops have been playing each other since 1929. It's a rivalry which has been dominated by Paarl Gymnasium, but in the last 7 occasions, Bishops have won twice. In 2018, both sides boast proud records in that Paarl Gymnasium have won 14 out of 15 and Bishops have won 11 out of 14. So today's fixture has all the ingredients of being an absolute ripper. Welcome to the Jan Kriel Field, home ground of Paarl Gymnasium. We are about a 50-minute drive from Cape Town. It is Bishops away from home taking on Paarl Gymnasium. Bishops are 13th in the country, Paarl Gymnasium are 4th in the country, and it's a chance for Paarl Gym to just keep their momentum in 2018 with a fixture, obviously the inter-school fixture next week against Paarl Boys, while for Bishops it's a chance to get their first victory on Paarl Gym soil since 1991. With me in the commentary box today is former Lions and Bulls scrum off, Nick Eyre. Nick, good day.
Thank you very much, Justin. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Obviously coming up from the north and coming down here and seeing these mountains. This, I think, is the way rugby should be played. Beautiful day, and again, I think it's going to be about the upfront grunt of the Paarl Gym boys taking on the Bishops' flair and finesse of the Platinum Blues, which I heard was the first time today. The Platinum Blue boys here today. Going to be an absolute cracker, and again, big things on the line here for Paarl Gym, obviously in the run-up to their next week game against the Boys High guys, and of course Bishops need to kick it on here as well. 2 wins in the last 7 years. All they really need to do is keep within contact, in touching distance of these guys, and anything could happen today. Just anything could happen.
Bishops will be led by captain Justin Mother, and some of their star players are Bingo Ivanisevic, who has scored 11 tries in the season, and then also watch out for the left winger Luca Liebenberg as well, Tim Sharples and Arno Mtumbeni. The lock forwards have been impressive this season. Bishops have 4 players who represented their province in the youth weeks about 2 weeks ago. Paarl Gym, on the other hand, have 9 representatives. For Paarl Gym, they welcome back David Killerman, who was playing sevens with the school 7 side up in Algeria, the African Youth Games, and Paarl Gym will be welcoming him back. Bishops are being led out onto the field from underneath the poles like they always do. Do Bishops have a response? Jim looked to secure the ball there through Jean Wilson, the number 8, the grade 11. Jean Bierkes carrying it up. Bobby Alexander at scrum off. Back to his clearer. Wharton is there, but he lets it go into touch. And it's a good touch finder there, Nick.
Yes, probably a very good decision there of Wharton. It was almost out. You're probably left here a little bit alone anyway. So time for the Bishops boy to settle down now, win their line-up ball, and set up a few phases. They haven't really had the ball at all, and it's about time with, about 2 minutes into the game.
Mtumbeni to Klusman. And here's the captain mother. He runs into Jovan Becker. David Curry meeting some contact. The tight head prop. Klusman to Wharton. Izzy Wharton been a standout Bishops performer in 2018. Victor Allen doing a good job there. Going back into the traffic. Bishops looking to set a foundation so that they can score some points. Meyer had his kicked charge down. Here's Ivanisevic. First touch for Bingo. But we're coming back for the scrum. The referee was Johnny on the spot there.
It seemed like Bishop didn't really have much momentum there. I think it was the right option to go for the corners. Unfortunately it just hit somebody's head on the way through, and they ended up getting a scrum against them. This is the absolute perfect position, middle of the field, both lining up. Let's just see how Bishops can actually defend this, because it is probably the best attacking opportunity so far.
Bobby Alexander with the feed, but that's gone down. So you'll have a reset at the scrum.
It's also interesting. We should have a look at the scrum and see how the Bishops guys stand up now to the Paarl Gym pack.
And also, if Bishops have any chance today, Nick, their forwards are going to have to step up.
Definitely, they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to man up, and they're going to show exactly where they come from. Give their backs the opportunity to show and do what's best. Get them some ball as they go to the left here.
Mattia looking for some room. He's found room. This could be danger. Kellerman, welcome back, David Kellerman. What a sensational score.
That was absolutely brilliant again. I think they just pulled him out a little bit too wide, and the defenders of Bishops couldn't get across enough. And of course, you had the man over all the time. I think they were lining up here to score the try. It was a well set up move, went to the left, and they had all the space in the world. I think Bishops, it's looking like a little bit of a deer in headlights here, and they do, again, like we say, they need to settle down, get their hands on the ball, hold on to it, get into the right positions on the field too.
David Kellerman, left out of the SA Schools squad. But if he keeps his feet on the ground, he will definitely make it later on in his rugby career. What a talent. Janssen with a challenging kick. Just dragged to the right there. Decent effort, Nick.
A very decent effort as well there. I actually thought it was going in. It curled nicely, but just shaved the right upright there. So let's see again, Bishops. We spoke about this only 5 minutes ago, but they do need to get their hands on the ball, and they need to hold on to it for as long as possible. And Paarl Gym just need to keep doing what they're doing, getting in the right positions and striking from first phase possession. 2 tries from first phase possessions. Great running line from your backs, as we get a penalty for not rolling away there by Bishops. Not exactly what Bishops wanted either. Again, they're right there. They need to stay there.
Easy opportunity for Jim to get out of their own half. Charles Janssen looking for a good touch finder. Bingo Ivanisevic doing his best to try keep that in, but what a kick that was.
What a fantastic kick that was. I don't know where he gets it from. Jeez, I mean, that was almost in his own 22. Down here at sea level, that looked like a north kick there, a Gauteng kick, but an absolutely brilliant kick. And again, look where they are. You know, straight off the kickoff, they're back in the opponent's 22.
Hanekom. Good take by Seabat. Niebout. And they crash it up through the hard men. Paarl, Alexander. Bierkus taking it up. Alexander again. Mattia. Kellerman. Tiaan Swanepoel. And in the wing is none other than Stefan de Toit. Third try of the game.
Oh, and another from the very first phase, although they had to go through a few more phases there. I think the Bishops boys just ran out of numbers at the end. But they were sucked in. Perfectly well executed move, and their hands are brilliant. You know, when you get it and you have it away, one man to beat, boom, down the line, you're in for the corner. That is pretty much classic rugby.
Well, Paarl, Tiaan Swanepoel and Stravino Jacobs and David Kellerman have scored 37 tries between each other in 2018, and that is a scary statistic considering how good as well their forward pack is. Janssen with another difficult kick from the touchline. Good strike.
And he kills it in.
And he slots it.
Absolutely brilliant kick. And from what they say is supposed to be your more tougher side as well. Justin, here I'll say it again. We're in the same position 10 minutes into the game. If this is going to be any sort of competition or contest at the moment, Bishops do need to stay there in their half. Not give away any penalties. Just defend and keep them there in their own half.
Well, look at this. Here come Paarl. They've already scored 3 tries in the space of 12 minutes. And they're looking for more. Alexander. Good play from Mattia. It's there for Alexander again. It's all Paarl at the moment. It was all them last week as well against Outeniqua in that 57-0 victory. Alexander. Swanepoel popping up at fly off. Seabat. Mattia. Kellerman. And then it's let go. Here comes Izzy Wharton. Big hit there. It's a penalty.
That was definitely something that was needed there. Izzy Wharton coming to the rescue of the Bishops boys, making sure that he could get that intercept. In the end, it was good defense too. I think Paarl had were covered, and just a slight little mistake. Probably Paarl first mistake of this half, and Izzy pounced in it, and they're going for the corner. This is what Bishops have needed, and they need to convert now. If they end with a chance of this game, they need a good line out here, good setup phases, and put some points on the board, whatever it is.
Alex Castle will feed. Mtombeni. Good take by the lock forward. It's a penalty advantage. Klusman taps and goes. The scrum off.
He needs support. He needs these guys to get near him. Again, I think that was the right choice there by Klusman. He needed to go for it. They need to put speed on this game. They need to play their own game. And taking it out to the corner. Are we expecting a drive?
Against one of the best forward packs in the country. Who knows? But can Bishops maybe make Paarl taste their own medicine? It's been turned. That's exactly what Jim needed. And it's a chance for them to breathe.
But now again, Bishops just needs to put a little bit of pressure on here. They're going to have to kick it out. Although this guy's kicking so far.
Ivanisevic. What will he do? 11 try Euro in 2018. Mother has to play it scrum off, and he gives it to Klingenberg. Bishops desperately need some points on the board. Sharples, the head boy of Bishops. Klusman, drop goal. That's bizarre. It's over. What a drop in those circumstances. Geordie Mayer.
Geordie Mayer, hats off. You had no go forward ball there. You were struggling to get a bit of momentum. He took it on his own shoulders and said, okay, I'm going to have a go, yeah. And not the greatest looking drop goal we've ever seen, but it was effective. And like we said, 3 points on the board is 3 points.
Not Janssen's best kick there, Nick.
And it feels like the momentum might have turned a little bit here in Bishop's favour. With a scrum in the middle of the field. Again, look at all the space they have to work with now. This is where they love to play.
But first they need to get the scrum right. There's Victor Allen, who has played stand-in captain in a few games in 2018 when Justin Mother has been out.
See, Ivicic is standing behind the scrum, maybe looking to go left, maybe looking to go right. You're not really too sure at the moment.
Klusman feeds.
Is that big scrum?
Izzy Wharton to Klusman. Victor Allen. Bishops. Can they find some space and get back into the game? It's a penalty to Jim.
And I think that is the difference at the moment, is that Jim are holding on to their ball, getting over the advantage line, and just waiting for the numbers to be there. With Bishops, when they finally do get that ball, they maybe take out one or two phases, and it's a turnover. They just need to hold on to their ball as a much better, effective, and getting more retention of that ball going forward.
Bishops can't afford to give any more points away. They are going to have to try stop this threatening Paarl Gym attack.
The third line out in the same position. Let's see what they're up to now.
Hanekom. Siebert and Nivot again to the rocket man. It could be all over again. It is. Jacobs, try number 2.
You could almost see that happening. Jacobs, same move, same everything that happened. The only difference this time is they brought the ball down, sucked in a few more players, and Jacobs went straight through that same gap. Instead of going right, he went left and over the try line. They could do this all day, it seems.
Well, for his first side, he's played twice against Bishops. He scored a try last year on the Paarl Reese in that victory, and now he has a ready 2 in the opening 20 minutes here on the Jan Kriel field in Paarl Gym's last home game.
It's definitely a setup that they like doing, where Nivo takes the ball and passes it on to Jacobs. And remember, it's so effective because all you need to do is one channel out. I think he should have been cut off anyway, but you're already over the advantage line. You flat over the advantage line. You've got your forwards going forward. And absolutely brilliant. Watch that all day.
No mistake. 3 out of 4 for Janssen.
Bishops also need to realize that that is their go-to move, and they need to cut in a little bit closer and close up that gap between the fly off and the back of the line out. If there's just too much space for Jacobs just to do whatever he wants there.
Geordie Mayer. His drop goal seems like a distant memory at the moment. Jim securing the ball. Alexander. Good play there by Nieuwoudt. Numbers to burn, but Duffy Killerman decides to cut back into the traffic. Lots of strength there. Good defense, Bishops. They've got a chance now, Nick. They really need to cross the whitewash.
That was a brilliant, absolutely brilliant defensive effort there. They got numbers to the ball, and everybody held him up there. Because Killerman is a strong young man, and that over there, hats off to the center field. But you said this is the perfect scrum off on the wrong side. You should always be able to get at least over the advantage line here. But with 26 points down, you do have to strike now and get over the whitewash. But again, we need to scrum first.
Going back in that scrum. Bishop's under pressure. Klusman. Ivanisevic. Almost beating one, and he's lost it. Here comes Alexander. Jim could be dangerous, but they decide to clear. Geordie Meyer has to backtrack into his 22.
And that is a good effort. An absolutely good effort, but they take it in quickly.
Here
And
comes
the
Jim.
game's still on.
Looking for their 5th try. They're really looking like a polished outfit. Good defense, Bishops.
Yeah, I think Jim over there just wanted to speed up the game a little bit too. They should probably stick to what they know and just, take the line out, play into the different areas of the field. Yeah, just gave Bishops the opportunity now to hopefully give us something to shout about. We're looking at a short line out here too. And the go-to man, Ntubeni.
Klusman to Geordie Meyer, and he has Klingenberg. Good little break there by the blindside flanker. Justin Mother, the savage, working that short side. Pick and go stuff here from Bishops. So they look to give Jim some of their bread and butter. Can Bishops just set up the foundations for a try? Ivanisevic. Here's Michael Roach. Good round down that left wing. Sharples to Mtombeni. Can they punch the defensive line? Alex Castle, the hooker, this time. Meyer goes left to Bingo Ivanisevic with some flashy feet. Phase after phase they go. Mtombeni. Mac Robert is there. It's a penalty advantage. Bishops need to cash in now, just to give them a glimmer of hope.
This is the longest they've held onto the ball, and they still got it, and they're still going forward. Not the prettiest, but it is very effective, but we'll come back for the penalty 10 meters back. And it's a quick tap.
Klusman again. Sharples.
Bishop's doing the right thing here, just making sure that they can't breathe. And it's a try.
Mtombeni, the lock forward, gets one.
Absolutely, Bryn. That's what Bishop needed to do. Not give the Paarl Gym boys any time to breathe. Just keep the speed on the ball, and just hold on to it. Because they can score if they hold on to that ball. I think that must have gone through about 15, 16 phases, which was absolutely fantastic. Not what we're used to seeing from the Bishop's boy, but very effective.
They showed there that they can do the hard yards.
And that's what you need now to get back into this game, is really knuckle down and make sure you don't give away possession. Hold on to that possession. Get into the right areas of the game. Yeah, if you've got the possession and your opposition don't, they can't score. That was a bit obvious.
Or you should say, you should also get this kick, Geordie Meyer. This should be obvious. And he misses.
That's a commentator's curse right there. But I do like the look of Geordie Meyer. He does look up. He sees where the space is. He's always scanning the field, which is great. We just got to make sure he gets a little more ball, which Paarl Gym, of course, do not want to do at all. Paarl Gym must be thinking to themselves now, okay, we let one slip, but all we need to do is get that first phase possession back here in Bishop's half and work our magic.
Good take by Klusman. Wharton is at the back. So what will Bishops do here? They're looking to clear. Mayer. And he finds a decent touch finder. But Nick, it just looks like when Paarl Gym get over the advantage line, it feels like they're going to score pretty soon.
And that's the thing, that it doesn't ever look like Bishops are threatening the turnover. They're getting over the lines, getting numbers to the ball. That's what Bishops need to get down into the rucks now and compete. Slow down that ball, or maybe even make a turnover. And compete here at the line out.
Good take by Sean Bierkus. And Paarl Gym, they love this, creating this rolling maul. And it's looking good, but it's going into touch. Van Eden Undercom with the awareness there to stay in field. Alexander just grouping his troops. Very physical out there, Alexander. Mattia. Killerman on the angle. Alexander. Mattia. Sean Wilson. Had a cracker last week against Odoniqua. Jim looking devastating. Van Eden Hanakom to Killerman.
We've just got a break in play here because there's an injured player, and I think they were getting very close to him. So it'll probably be a scrum to Paarl Gym in a very good position, I must say again. Looking promising again for Paarl Gym. They took it all that wide down to the right. Bishops do need to take the guys low, put them down where they stand, and make sure they don't get over the advantage line and always having to backtrack. Paarl Gym very effective when it comes to man-on-man.
Well, Sean Bierkus is the man down. And they'll be hoping he is all right. Played in the Craven Week side 2 weeks ago, and they will desperately need him at full fitness against Paarl boys next week. The Bishops faithful, well, they want something to shout about.
I think they want something that is on their backs. I mean, there's running rugby since 1861. I think they want to see some of these platinum blue boys just throwing that pigskin around and enjoying themselves. But Paarl Gym are going to make it difficult because they don't want to give any ball away to these guys that love to run it. Perfect field position. Scrum off on the wrong side. And we've got Jacobs looking dangerous again.
Mattia to Jacobs again. He is devastating, this man. Penalty to Jim. Alexander looking around, assessing his options, but he gives it straight to Janssen.
Not releasing the ball there, a little bit unlucky, but we're going to go for the scrum, which I think, again, right choice. Middle of the field, and they scored from this position not only 10 minutes ago, bringing those dangerous runners. Powerful scrum, good setup. I think Bishops would be looking a little bit worried right now.
Shavino Jacobs in picture. What a talent. Remember the name. Great scum there from Jim. Mattia Kellerman. It's there for Alexander. And Siebert this time. Yeah. Bishops, well, they get a much needed turnover.
That's exactly what they needed, and they need more of those. Absolutely brilliant. Getting onto the ball quickly and getting there first. No rights to the ball when you're on the ground. So the ref just having a little chat.
Geordie Mayer. Waiting for the spots.
I can feel the Bishops boys getting their tails up a little bit here now. Getting a little more excited. Some more spring in their step at the moment. Going for the short line out again. To their go-to man. We know where it's going.
Mtombeni again. Klusman to Mayer. Victor Allen, great ball to Pingo Ivanisevic on the angle. Klusman to Sharples this time.
This is looking good now. The ball still coming a little bit too slow though.
Justin Mother, the captain. What a clash that's been so far against Dean Nivot. Klingenberg down the short side. Victor Allen. Watch out for those feet. He's got a great step. The inside centre. This time it's Izzy Wharton. Klusman. Alex Castle. Geordie Mayer, and it's charged again. Bishops under pressure. And they look to clear. That ball's not out. Well, this could be trouble. Tian Swanapu, who got a hat-trick last week. And he beats one. Jacobs down the short side. And the crowd's going bonkers. And it's a penalty to Bishops.
Yeah, I think they were going bonkers because they thought he had slipped out. But Klusman keeps going. I really like the look of this little scrummy. He's taking it quick. He knows what he needs to do, and he's trying to get his forwards and his team behind him.
Most of the season he has played at fullback. Bishops today are resting their Craven Week player, Billy Rose, who has played a lot of rugby in 2018. Was with the 7 side up at the African Youth Games where they got gold. We might see him later. Hanakom, great feed there to Bierkus. Mattia Janssen.
Crashing tackle. And a steal. Unbelievable.
Stolen goods. Mac Roberts there, and so is Klusman. Mtombeni, it's a penalty advantage. Decision time here, Nick.
We know we need to go for the corner. I thought that was a little bit premature there by the ref. They could have maybe let that go on a little bit longer and let the advantage roll. But you know, I'm never out there. There's no such thing as a good ref because everybody's saying something else about it. Every opposition team. But a great kick. And again, this is where they wanted to be. This is where they came and they scored from last time.
Bishops can score here. The scoreline will still give them some hope. But can they get the line out right? Castle with the feed. Mtombeni again. Here come Bishops with a maul. Alex Castle at the back. It's been stolen by Jim. Another chance gone a bigging.
Yes, very untidy there. Ooh.
Turned. There's a chance here. Klingenberg. No, it's Harry Newman. The outside centre under the bar.
Just when we were about to say Bishops very untidy, and the ball pops out and they go under the poles. That's what makes this Bishop side so dangerous. They can just do anything from turnovers, especially when you're about 10 metres out.
Harry Newman, the outside centre. This score has brought Bishops back into the game. If they can get the next score after this, it'll bring them within 6 points, and it's game on again.
Justin, if you had told me that this would have been the half-time score, I would have told you were a liar. This has been an incredible comeback. Somewhat lucky here with the last try, but you know, you make your own luck. But you always wonder, you know, Paarl Jim looking so dangerous on the first phase possession when they're getting to the right areas. But hats off to Bishops. They're not giving up. 11 points in it.
It's a great pass there from Klusman to Newman.
And hard, straight running.
So it was all Paarl Jim in the opening 20. Bishops might be back. What a kickoff that is. Mother. That was a loose one for him. But importantly for Bishops, they have the advantage. Harry Newman, the try scorer.
And a high tackle there in on Harry Newman. It does feel like the ball is bouncing a little bit now for the Bishops boys. And a sense of frustration, I think, coming in there from the Paarl Gym guys. Just going in really hard, high. We look to get down the field again and start again. If they score, like you say, if they score now, anything can happen in the second half. A lot of pressure now being put on the Paarl Gym guys. I mean, they're probably thinking they should have been 30 points up already with the way they've been playing. And Bishops have just held to their own and kept going and kept going and kept going. This is what schoolboy rugby is about.
They mix it up. Doesn't work this time.
I think they've gone to the back twice and lost at the back twice. You'd almost say, you know, stick to your banker, stick to your front. Winning the ball is better than not winning the ball. Winning the ball in a bad position is better than not winning the ball at all. But I guess you do have to mix it up. And that's what they're trying to do at the moment.
Well, I tell you what, Bishops need to watch out here. If Paarl Gym decide to attack and not kick it out as we approach half-time. It's bizarre to think that the score was 26-3 a few minutes ago. No one's told Bishops you can't beat Paarl Gym.
That is true. That is very true. When you don't know, you just go out and beat.
Another impressive scrum. Alexander. Mathieu. Great pass by Swanepoel to Stefan de Toit. He beats one. Back on the inside. Well, this looks like bad luck and trouble for Bishops. Alexander.
We got a
Sean Bierkus, the wildebeest. Look at that pass. Siebert with a big don't argue there. Well, what an exciting finish this will be to half-time. Another show and go. That time it was Janssen. Alexander around the fringes. Kellerman. Huge tackle there.
And they're coming back for the original high tackle. I think there must have been about 3 penalty advantages there. A bit of offside too. But Bishop's standing up there. The defense is good. But of course, Paarl Gym want to be the last to score this half. Just to stamp their authority on this half and say, listen here, we're the better team in this half.
And this is exactly what Bishops didn't want. They probably wanted Janssen to have a shot at goal. Because all of a sudden, if Gym score here, it'll be a 20-point ball game again. The Rhino, Hanekom, with a great feed there. Siebert. Alexander. Mathieu. Kellerman. In the red zone here. And Bishops get it back. Probably not the best option there by Gym. Geordie Mayer. And he finds touch.
Yeah, I thought that was very uncalled for. He had to just hold on to the ball. I think they already had forward momentum. You know, I never really appreciate these little chips in the 22 because it's always going to be a 50-50. More so, maybe even more for the defending team. So they should have held onto the ball, but big up Bishops, they held it back. And, you know, we're back where we started on the other side of the field.
Hanekom. Nieuwoudt. This time he has a goal on his own. The open side flanker. Paarl Gym looking menacing. This time it's Siebert. Alexander wants it. Alexander to Mathieu, the fly off. Skips Etzebeth. Janssen, Jean Bierkus. Looking fine after that injury darts. Alexander Janssen. Tian Swanepoel hits hard in the tackle there. Good character being showed by Bishops.
That is absolutely incredible. Their defence, they're fanning out the fence. I think they've learnt a few things from those first couple of tries, making sure that they don't squeeze in too much and give the outside man too much space. A great defensive effort there. And that could again be something that changes the game here. What an awesome, great turnover.
So that is half time, 26-15. Paarl Gym really impressive in the opening 20 minutes. Bishops did well to come back into the game. And if those of you do remember last year at halftime on the Paarl Reese, it was also a 10-point ball game. This time it's 11. We'll catch you for the second 35.
As much as we're looking to try and find the next Springbok, I think the reality is that we're actually just looking to empower kids. Sport has always been and always will hopefully continue to be that sort of secret ingredient that gives kids an opportunity. There was a tall, lanky 12-year-old. There was no doubt that he had that innate ability to play. And sport allows boys to grow physically, emotionally, and grow in confidence. And it doesn't have to be a rugby journey. It can be a journey into something else, but maybe this is the sort of opportunity to awaken a dream.
Back, almost ready for the second half. Paarl Gymnasium at home, 26, Bishops 15. It's the last half for Paarl Gym on their home soil before their massive game with Paarl Boys at Forest Street Stadium. Next week, the season is almost all over for them. And we just see some beautiful tries from Gymnasium. Tian Swanepoel to Stefan de Toit, the grade 11. He used to play in the fly-off channel last year in the under-16 side. And then Dean Nevoet and the Rocket Man, Stravino Jacobs. Well, we're going to see a lot of him in the future. He is built like a bus, this feather. Possibly South Africa's version of Julian Savia. And then this as well. Klusman with a wonderful pass to Harry Newman, who scored under the bar, and that score brought Bishops back into the game. Nick?
Yeah, at one stage we were really thinking that it was going to be a runaway, but I think Bishops learnt a little bit, except for that back of the line-out channel. They still need to start guarding that. Nevoet and Jacobs are really exploiting them there, but they are fanning out much better. They are not getting caught on the outside, and we are in for a much better game here. I think this the second half, it's all up to play. Bishops can score first. I think there'll be pressure on the Paarl Gym boys, and you know what pressure can do. Pressure breaks somebody at the end. And Paarl Gym, all they want to do is get into the right areas again. Those first phase possessions are absolutely, they're dominating it, getting over the advantage line, and it could be a really interesting second half here now. It depends on a few bounces of the ball and who wants it more on the ground. I think at Nivot and our captain Muller really need to stand up and start gunning in it, getting down, getting that angry warthog, getting down and getting those turnovers.
Well, if Bishops did have to win here, they'd have to overcome an 11-point deficit, but more importantly, it would be their first victory since 1991 when Herschel Gibbs was in that team. And Bishops folks will remember that, Paarl Gym folk won't.
I remember that team and seeing a few of their tries. They were just an unstoppable team. Selbon Boom, David van Husselen, Robbie Fleck, an amazing talent as we start here in the second half.
So the second 35 is underway. Jacobs. Jim looking to just settle things down. There's Nevot. An impressive open side flanker. Alexander. It's back to Mattia. And here's Jordy Meyer. He's got Bingo Evanezovic. And that's charged. Play on. Bingo, he's a tough customer. Michael Roach. And he won't beat the touchline.
It was greater defense there. They put pressure on the Gym boys. They had to kick. Didn't go out. I thought the Bishops boys could have made a little bit more of that and got the ball moving. Maybe get it to ground, get offside lines going there again. But it's all to play now.
Hanakom. Alexander off the top. Nivots, the steam train. Up the centre. Built like a brick house. And steals balls like Heinrich Brousseau. Alexander and Mattia as they work that short side to Janssen. Good defense here by Bishops. Alexander gives it to a big man. And yes, it's the Beth. He loses it forward. A chance for Bishops.
And that was an absolutely pounding tackle there. Dislodged the ball. And they look dangerous again. Jim really looks dangerous when they get their set phases going. Noted there was also a nice short line out that put Nivot into the middle of the field and gave options both sides. We have the ref stopping and having a little chat with the sideline. But there should be a scrum here in a great position. I'd probably look to maybe get in behind the Gym guys here. Get more field position. Because it looks like if we do put Gym under pressure, they are a team that you can break.
It would be something special though. They've only lost one game the entire season. That loss coming against Paarl on this very field. And as all of you will know, Paarl, it looks like a team of a lifetime at the moment.
And we've got everybody out here to the left. And a massive blindside where Kloosman goes.
Kloosman back to Liebenberg. Played in the Western Province B side at the Craven Week. And it's a penalty to Jim.
Yeah, so a little bit unlucky. I think he just kind of slipped and fell there. Didn't have enough cleaners and support players around him. But the Paarl Gym Nivot was there to pounce on it and grab it as quick as possible.
Well, Bishops, they have to try get possession back. If they've got any chance in this game, they need to be the team that scores next, Nick.
Without a doubt. And they need to start competing, especially in the lineouts here. They need to get up and put them under a little bit of pressure. It seems like they aren't competing at the moment, which gives as much time as you want for the Paarl Gym boys to do whatever they want. Again, they need to watch that channel at the back there. They're probably going to go for the drive with the full lineout.
Jovan Becker doing some good work there in that maul. Bishops trying to dismantle it. Paarl Gym In the zone they want to be in. Killerman. What an outstanding season he has had. It's the Beth. The lock forward. Bobby Alexander. Neatly done by Mattia to Killerman. Killerman gets try number 2.
Yes, the inside ball, I think they've started to realise that Bishops were fanning out a bit. And Killerman, too big and too strong just to be throwing your arms at him. He's always going to run through those and tap you off. And this is what Paarl Gym wanted. They wanted to score first, make a point that, okay, they need to take this game away from Bishops now.
Second try for David Killerman, the human juggernaut. He just brushes off defenders.
Again, it was great from a beautiful maul that happened there. A few setups. Here we look at it again. That little half a break. Inside ball. Just arms. No shoulders. Almost under the sticks there.
Should be a simple kick for Janssen. No problem.
So what Bishop now should really look to do is kick deep, keep them here, keep them in their own half. And Paarl Gym, of course, want to get back as soon as possible into Bishop's half and put in another point there.
33-15, 30 minutes to go.
Lots of time, Justin, lots of time. 30 minutes, lots of time in rugby.
Great kickoff there, and greatly done by Tim Sharples.
As I say that, go deep, they go short and they recollect.
Klingenberg with a strong carry. Izzy Wharton, can he come to life? The number 8. Meyer to Umtombeni, and that's not his best pass. Picked up by Detroit, and we're going to come back for the initial infringement there.
Yeah, I think Umtombeni got a lot of pressure, and unfortunately it did go forward off him. But it looked promising there again. I mean, the restart was absolutely brilliant. Pinpoint kicking and a regather. And I think that's exactly what Bishops want to do, is get the ball in their hands and hold on to it. Scrum time has been quite interesting. Bishops obviously not with the biggest scrum, but they've been holding their own somewhat.
Simple again for Jim. Sean Wilson. And Wharton, what a tackle by Isaiah Wharton. Alexander finds a runner. Jim not looking to clear. Mattia Kellerman. And that's gone forward. Ivanisevic, he'll have a go. The kick and chase. Play on it is. Mattia to Tion Swanepoel. A hurried clearance. And what a clearance it is by the fullback.
What a great clearance there. And I think the Bishops were caught unawares as it was a turnover. They were playing forward, and he found a bit of space to the back right. And a very impressive kick. Putting pressure back on Bishops, who need to get out of their own half now and stay out of their own half. We're going again for the short line out.
Tim Sharples. And he receives Meyer Klingenberg popping up. Oh. Massive run there by the blindside flanker. Wharton. Penalty to Bishops. Klusman wastes no time. Oh, what a breakout. He has a chance. Geordie Meyer on his right. Decides to trip and go himself. And it's been lost forward. That's a shame. But here come Jim. Janssen looking for the offload. Entertaining stuff.
Klusman has been the thorn in the side of this Paarl Gym team today. And just showing they're running a good 50 meters. And unfortunately not being able to finish it off. But having a great game today. And that is out on the full as well, as was brought back at the 22. This is where Bishops wanted to be. Paarl Jim will obviously look to maybe counter this in the line-out.
Bishops with a never say die attitude, looking for their third try of the game. They go to Sharples again. Good ball, Klusman, Jordi Meyer, Klingenberg. Some impressive runs by the blindside flanker. Izzy Wharton, the prodigy. Getting over the advantage line. Klusman to Ivanisevic. Having a go. So much spirit by Bingo Ivanisevic. Klusman, Mtombeni's left it behind. It's play on. Jordi Meyer finding some space. Dean Nevotes has to bring him down. So close now, Bishops. It's a golden opportunity for them. Klusman, Victor Allen. Good defense by Janssen and Mathieu. Klusman, Meyer to Curie. We come back for the penalty.
That was a fantastic play there. Like you say, Klingsman doing brilliant work there. Getting over the vantage. Here he goes again. The powerhouse. If he doesn't give this, I'd be very surprised. Held up. As we're talking about again, getting over the vantage line, quick tap going. Bishop's looking really dangerous when it comes to those short little drives off. I don't think Paarl Jim were expecting that from them. Bishops also had a great little move where they came into the middle of the field and swung around. And we had Bingo Ivanisevic making dangerous runs. Kingsbury's coming straight through, and we see very unfortunate there. I don't know.
The referee probably doing the right thing there. If in doubt, you couldn't see that it was grounded. But having said that, Bishops still have a perfect opportunity to score a try here.
We just on the left-hand side of the field here. This is what their bread and butter. They should be able to take this a little bit wider and hopefully move those Paarl Jim defenders around. This is where Paarl Jim have been so good, is on their first phase. Let's see if Bishops can counter with some of their own. We've got Ivanisevic here on the left.
Klusman to feed. What do Bishops have up their sleeve? Klusman comes blind to Bingo Ivanisevic. He'll have a go himself. He finishes. Bingo Ivanisevic. Well, that is his 5th try in 5 games. He has scored in every game in those 5 games.
Well done, Bingo. An absolute amazing power and strength there. It was there for the taking. The small scrum of the Paarl Jim scrum was there. He just backed himself and went. You almost thought he might have been able to give that ball. But you know, when you score the try, you've scored the try. There's no other saying about that. And that blind side was all there for the taking, and they exploited it brilliantly. Well done, Bishops.
Another meat pie for Bingo Ivanisevic, the honey badger.
And again, this brings him back to within 11 points, hopefully, with this kick to come, as we look at the try here.
And he had a lot of work to do as well.
I think we were always going to back him to score that. As all his mates give him cheers along.
Meyer, and he's dragged that to the left. 33-20. It's a 13-point ball game.
That's two converted tries in it here. But Paarl Jim looking to obviously put another one, put it 3 converted tries. But what an exciting game it has been. It's been really back and forward, back and forward. You know, when you're thinking Paarl Jim are getting away with it, Bishops come back and score twice. Paarl Jim scored in the first part of the second half. Bishops come back and score with a great try by Bingo.
Jacobs causing havoc. Play on. And imagine what would happen if Bishop scored the next try.
That it's all to play in those last 15 minutes.
Victor Allen, some space to Liebenberg. He's got jet shoes and he's big as well. Great defense by Van Heerden Hanekom. Alex Castle. Perhaps Paarl Jim's minds are in the game next week against Paarl Boys. They need to watch out. Turned over by David Killerman, the captain. Alexander, there's a short side to work with here. And luckily enough for Bishops, that didn't find. Siebert.
Outstanding spot tackle there, putting a bit of pressure on them. They did well to get across. For all the money there, it was a 2-on-1, and we could have had Jacobs there in the corner. But Bishops showing back all the fight that they can give, and Paarl Jim just want to take it away from them now and not give them a sniff. As we slow down for injury. The short line out has been the go-to line out for Bishops.
Just a shout out to Liberty for making this stream possible. Absolutely fantastic that School Sports Live can do 3 to 4 games a week all over the country, and we are blessed to be able to watch schoolboy rugby at its finest.
And I do my life insurance with them.
Meyer to Bingo Ivanisevic. He decides to clear. It's a decent kick as well. Swanepoel has work to do, but this is his forte. Here is Stefan de Toit, who's already got a try on the board, but he meets solid contacts. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Mathieu, Jean Wilson, space on the left. Killerman is dangerous in those channels. Wasn't hold, so he carries on going. Great run, but he's lost that forward, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Paarl Jim are making too many errors in the tackle here. They're just losing too many balls, and that's killing their momentum a little bit. I think what their coaching and the captain will be telling them is just hold on to the ball. Let's set up those phases. The tries will come. And of course, Bishops are loving it and doing effective tackling too. They are tackling the ball at the moment and making sure that they can dislodge that ball, which is a great skill to have in rugby, Justin. One that I didn't really possess. We're probably looking at Bishops are going to go all out here. Great pass.
Meyer, that's a loose pass. Ivanisevic has to clean up. Klusman goes blind. Harry Newman down the touchline. Almost staying in, but finds touch.
I don't know if you noticed that pass there a little bit by Klusman. The little back reverse pass to his fly-off. And only equaled with a very bad pass that came after that. But Bishop's trying. I think they need to run the ball now. They need to get into that space. And Paarl Jim with a short line out, probably looking to bang up those big forwards in the midfield.
Alexander, big run by Jean Wilson. Good meters gained. If Jim score here, it'll almost be all over. It'll be the killer blow. Can they deliver? Jacobs beats one. Bishops holding on for their lives. Juvan Becker. JJ Rousseau. Good offload to Becker again. It's loose. Bishops bounce. And they've got the ball back. Mtombeni. What a good spirit being shown by Bishops. The Platinum Blues. Meyer to Ivanisevic again. He's enjoying himself out here in the pole.
He's been such a workhorse today out wide there.
Wharton. Newman in no man's land. Almost beating the first defender. Bishops not looking for territory. Mtombeni, he might be holed up here. Gets the ground. Kuzman works that short side to Victor Allen. 60 meters out here. Ivanisevic at scrum off.
I like what Bishop's doing here, just being patient, holding onto that ball, making sure that they keep it away, and just chipping away slowly but surely, and something hopefully is going to open up out wide.
Kuzman, Victor Allen, no support really, but he does almost a good job. It's been ripped away. Great defense by Paarl Jim. Alexander, Killerman finds some space. This could be danger. Jacobs is racing after it, but he loses his footing. Luckily enough there for Bishops.
And this has been pretty much the game so far. Just when you think somebody's on the ascendancy, there's a turnover, and the other team is going all the way. And Bishops take it quickly for the 22.
Intercepted. Nevotes. Hanekom plays at scrum off. Becker. JJ Rousseau. My goodness, what a big boy this kid is. Back on the inside to Vanierden Hanekom. Paarl Jim strike. It'll be all over. Mattia Janssen. Oh, what a pass from Wilson. And it's a try to Stefan de Toit, who gets a double.
And a great pickup there from Stefan de Toit. We're probably going to see the highlights here. But when it's on your toes, it's always difficult, especially when you're trying to get it at pace. He did brilliant work there. And so did Paarl Jim to get it out wide there to him. That last pass was under pressure, a little bit low, but an amazing pickup. Stefan de Toit, you could pat yourself on the back there, bud.
You just see Alexander giving it to Mattia Janssen, and then wonderful pass there by Jean Wilson, and good hands by Stefan de Toit with a terrific finish in the right-hand corner.
It looks like Kuzman was complaining about something there, but the ref has given the try, and a great try there. The ascendancy obviously again back there on the Paarl Jim team. I think Bishops thought they were in with a shot there when they were set up 12, 13, 15 phases. But an amazing turnover. And that's what caused this try now in the corner by Stefan de Toit.
Disappointing kick by Janssen. Paarl Jim 38, Bishops 20. There's about 13 minutes to go.
This is probably when we are going to see a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes, because I think everybody's trying something now. Paarl Jim will probably want to shut this game out, tighten it up a little bit, and Bishops want to open it up as much as possible.
Alexander. Good pop pass there to D. Nevote. Alexander's service has been sensational in this game. And here's a chance for Ivanisevic. A little bit of a goosey. Gives it to Michael Roach, his winger.
The Peter Rousseau look-alike.
Ironically, Peter Rousseau is the coach of Paarl Jim, so he won't enjoy that.
Old Lem.
Kuzman there to Mtombeni. He's been a workhorse.
I really do like him to Benny. It doesn't look like he can get you the go forward, but he does. He's a good hard worker and drives hard in the tackle as Bishops get go forward ball again.
Geordie Mayer to David Curry. Academy week, 2 years in a row. The tight head prop. Geordie Mayer, an interesting decision to find some space. Swanepoel looking to skin some Bishops defenders, but he meets a blue wall.
I really did think Bishops could have done better there. He was isolated, should have put him on the ground and taken that ball off him.
Nevote. What a Trojan the open side flanker is.
not only has Nivert been great on the ground and great for go forward, but he's also made those 2 passes at the back of the line out there. They gave it to Jacobs, and pretty much almost took this game away from Bishops. The man's got skills, the man's got power. Great future for Nivert.
Van Westenbrugge with a take, but it's a free kick to Jim.
I think they had numbers and they left the line out a little bit too late. Fair call.
Space on the left. Sean Wilson to Duffy Kellerman. Jim looking to run it. Alexander. Flirting on the short side.
And another turnover.
So can Bishops? That's the big question. Can they get another try before they concede another? Geordie Meyer, Tim Sharples running hard.
Well done, Geordie Meyer. Great clean out.
Great struggle there. Castle. Good offload. Bishops are certainly not lying down. Alex Castle finding some room to David Curry. The prop forward. Bishops smelling some blood. Mtompeni. I haven't seen a show and go like that before.
He sold Asia.
And then Klusman lets it go, but it doesn't matter. It's a penalty.
This is absolutely brilliant from Bishops.
Harry Newman looking for his second. He gets his second.
And that was a great build-up again from Bishops. They do like to take those short little stabs on from the side. I think Paarl again haven't seemed to learn that they like doing that and are fanning out a little bit much. Those are where the weak spaces are, and they're getting a lot of good forward momentum there. I think Jody has been exceptional in this little passive play. If you get that kick here into the corner, put a massive amount of pressure. He looked up and saw it. It all started from that kick here into the corner, and that build-up happened. Of course, there were a few turnovers, but there's been turnovers all game here. An extremely exciting game, I must say. And we're right back in it. Did we not say 11 points?
It's not over till it's over.
And he has the quick tap again. They've been catching the Belgian boys unaware. Too much strength, too much power. Harry Newman under the sticks.
So is there a twist? That is the question. 8 minutes to go. Paarl struggling just to close out the game. They've had the opportunities to do so. And here goes Sharples. Mtombeni.
The man can step as well.
For a lock forward. Definitely so. And Meyer, Ivanisevic. It'll all be on. If they can get another score. It's been poached. Paarl have it back. It's the Beth. JJ Rousseau. Alexander. They go wide. It's been knocked on. Bishops have a chance here.
I really do feel that there have been so many mistakes in the where Paarl were clinical in the first half. It just seems like they are making those unforced errors when it really counts. They should have had that ball and just kept going. You know, they don't have to do anything flashy at the moment. They're getting good go forward momentum. I think the second half, maybe the guys are a little bit tired, or they're just trying to throw the ball around. But we've seen a lot more unforced errors than we've seen in the first half. And a lot of turnovers too, which has made it really exciting. But look where Bishops are now. There's a big blind side again, and Klusman's looking at it hungrily.
Klusman charged. This could be trouble. Good pickup, great pass. Stravino Jacobs, hat-trick time for the Rocket Man.
Fantastic, what a great pickup and pass. I must say, I feel a little bit unlucky for Klusman. He's had a great game today. But you know, you make your own luck here. And Paarl pull it out with another 5. And they really do want to close it up now. Bishops need to hit back straight away, but I can't see Bishops coming back from this. This might be the last nail in the coffin for them.
Janssen with a simple one, but it really looks like game, set and match for Paarl Gym. (45-27), about 5 minutes to play, and we just see here Kuzman going on the short side. Great charge down there, and look at the hands. What a sensational offload that was.
Charles Janssen, you deserve that. Great pickup, great pass to give your friend and colleague there a hat-trick. 3 tries for Jacobs.
15th try of the season as well for Jacobs. Paarl Gym are not done yet. Kellerman. Penalty to Gym.
Not releasing the tackler there. Of course, feeling like everybody a little bit hard done by, but fair call.
Michael Roach. Janssen looking for some distance. The promising touch finder and a chance to set up some play for potentially another score.
And let's see what they do here. Is it going to be? It's going to be the short lineup. And quick at that as well.
Tether Null, the replacement hooker. And Bishops have it back. Great running there by captain Justin Mother. Kuzman, Jordy Meyer looking to fool the defense. Kuzman, he's been wiry all game. Still going, the little soldier. Allen plays the scrum off. Slow at the breakdown is Kuzman. Not his best pass. Jordy Meyer. Simple one for Jacobs. Good defense there by Bishops. Alexander works the short side to Kellerman. David Kellerman, the juggernauts. Doesn't beat Ivanisevic. Gets the ball away to Etzebeth. Can they crack 50? They've averaged at 47 points a game. Paarl Gym in 2018. They won 50 here. Alexander. Shown go by Janssen. Alexander finds another hard runner. Kellerman again, captain, fantastic.
And Bishops do try and get the turnover there.
Straight through goes Siebert. The blindside flanker under the sticks. That's the icing on the cake on the Jan Kriel field.
I think there was just too much pressure there, and Paarl Gym again, they didn't make any mistakes with that. There were no knock-ons, no turnovers in the tackle, and if they just held on to that ball, they knew that somewhere the dam wall would break. And of course, Pierre Siebert made that dam wall break for Bishops. And all credit to the Paarl Gym team here, held on to it, and they've showed some classy, very classic rugby being played here. And I think that is the nail in the coffin. If we weren't talking about it earlier, we can't see Bishops coming back from this. But it has been an absolutely fantastic game. And Bishops never giving up. But Paarl Gym just seeming too strong.
So Nick, who's your Liberty man of the match?
Well, I've got 2 people on my mind here, and Jacobs with his hat trick and his decisive runs, of course, has been probably right up there. But I'm thinking maybe Nivot, with his turnovers and his passing and just being all over the place, for me would probably be my man of the match. Yourself, Just?
agreed. He got Paarl on the front foot early on, setting up both those tries for Jacobs. And look at this. This just looks like one massive bumblebee going forward. Paarl, this is what they love doing, and they're sending a message to Paarl boys. That's for sure. Tion Swanepoel, the electrifying fullback.
That was a great drive there by Paarl. You're right, it'll give them great confidence in their game for next week. As we have another offside penalty here. There have been a few outstanding players here today from both teams. I think Klusman has been fantastic. He's really kept the ball in front of his pack and keeping them going. Jody Meyer has been good with his kicking and vision of the game. Remember, you are playing against a Paarl pack that more often than not you are going to be going backwards. As that is an unfortunate kick and it goes over to touch. But Nivot has been absolutely outstanding today, and I look forward to seeing him go to many, many greater things in the future. Watch out for that name.
Was only in the Western Province B team at Craven Week, but he definitely has a future. He steals balls for fun, that's for sure. Bishops, they've fought well. They've never said die once in this game.
And you'd watch them run from anywhere. I think this is it right now.
Harry Newman, well, he's looking for a hat trick. Swanepoel, great defense. It's still alive.
We're playing a penalty advantage here too for Bishops.
Captain Justin Mother still going. Alex Castle, Geordie Meyer. There's your boy Nick.
If he had to get one over now, he would be well deserved. It would be very well deserved. And to Benny being a workhorse there again, always cleaning out, getting go forward ball to. And we'll come back for the penalty. But don't you just love it when the Bishops boy get those balls flying around into their hands? There goes Klusman again. What a game he's had.
Impressive game by the number 9, Alex Castle. Bishops in search of try number 5.
We've had an absolute try fest here today.
And that's gone forward.
Unfortunate. I would think that's the game.
That's all. Paarl in their final home game of 2018 get a victory over Bishops. 52 points to 27. And Nick, what must be said, Bishops, although the scoreline reflects that they lost by 25 points, they did extremely well at one stage to come back into this contest and create some doubt.
Remember, they were within a shot there of 2 scores, 11 points. And it did look like if Paarl was still making those mistakes and giving possession away, Bishops were right in it. Right up in probably until the last sort of 6 or 7 minutes, Bishops were in it. But I think Paarl today was just too strong. They had great go-forward ball, and the dam wall did break. That's what we always knew was going to happen. They just needed to hold on to that ball. But what a try-fest. What an absolute beautiful game of rugby in a beautiful setting. And 2 beautiful traditional schools playing against each other. It has been a real honour. Thank you, Justin.
Well, 13 tries in 70 minutes. You can't ask for more. Paarl Gymnasium, it's the final game next week for them of their 2018 season against Paarl boys. They haven't beaten them since 2014. Bishops, on the other hand, they've got a lot of rugby still left to play. They go on to play Sachs, and then the weekend after that, they've got St Andrews, and then Wynberg, and then Rondebosch. They'll be in search of a second Triple Crown in 2018. That's all from us at School Sport Live in Liberty, out here on the Jan Creel Field. We'll see you later.